If you're looking to get much better at Smash, then there is no better time than now to book a coaching session with me, as they are better and cheaper than ever before. You can also click the link below to become a Metafy member and get $10 in monthly coaching credit, get access to all of the exclusive content on Metafy, as well as directly support me to keep making content. Bowser is the heaviest character in the game with surprisingly good dash speed, run speed, and air speed. He plays a very heavy call-out game and bait and punish game, and because of his weight, Bowser will be somewhat more forgiving if you ended up making the wrong call-outs or if you made a mistake. However, a good amount of characters won't be as concerned about Bowser's weight, since they'll be able to keep him juggled, ledge-trapped, or even edgeguard Bowser much easier than other characters. Your first objective against Bowser is to limit his ability to run in at you and limit his options through as much safe pressure as possible, so that it becomes hard for Bowser to even find his positioning to be able to run in and get any callouts at all. And then bait and punish him or call him out once he starts becoming desperate in his response to your pressure. Your second objective against Bowser is to have mastered juggling, ledge-trapping, and edgeguarding, since it's here that Bowser will have a hard time playing the game, and it's where you'll want to try dealing the most amount of damage to him as he keeps trying to find his way out of disadvantage. Beating big heavyweight characters is all about keeping them in disadvantage for as long as possible and working around their callouts as much as possible. Another potential weakness for Bowser is that he'll have really bad tech rolls that can leave him exposed even if you were trying to punish his tech in place. While most characters play a game focused mostly around safe shield pressure and bait and punish, Bowser puts very little emphasis on safe shield pressure, mostly because he doesn't have anything fast or very safe to shield pressure with. His landing and spaced forward air can be safe in maybe half of the matchups, but still somewhat punishable or ineffective in the rest. Neutral air can also potentially be somewhat safe against a few matchups if you cross up their shield, and jab 2 is somewhat safe as well. But most of the time, Bowser won't try to be shield pressuring safely, but rather call out the shield instead with your grabs, fire, and optimistic shield breaks. Mostly grabs, since they have great range, are less of a commitment, and rewards Bowser heavily, especially since side B is also the fastest command grab that can be done from the air. So the threat of an unreactable grab is enough pressure for Bowser to start forcing opponents to jump, dash, or start swinging attacks. Landing with forward air will still be done a lot more rarely, since it's still decent at defending yourself with retreating forward airs, or occasionally approach against retreats from a shield dash. And it might even hit opponents jumping away to avoid your command grab. Forward air is so huge that even a landing forward air can end up hitting full hops. Therefore, Bowser focuses a lot more on bait and punish and callouts. You need to understand that it's incredibly terrifying to have a Bowser running at you so quickly, since he can aggressively call you out on whether you shield, dash, or jump very easily. Shield is beaten by grabs, jump is beaten with a rising short hop forward air, which auto-cancels as long as you don't fast fall, and dash is beaten by grabs or attack, or you just accept them dashing away and it gives you stage control anyway. Obviously, the better you are at reacting to whether they shield, dash, or jump, the better you'll do in neutral. You should also be shield dashing a lot with Bowser, so that you can react to jumps with anti-airs out of shield, and beat unsafe attacks with grabs, or up B, which also beats spot dodges that are meant to avoid grabs. Parries are also very beneficial for Bowser. So, as simple as it sounds, most of the time in neutral, Bowser will be using a lot of shield dashes to react out of shield, dashing at you to grab your shield, or dashing at you to anti-air your jump. He'll also be dashing away from you to whiff punish you or punish your landing. He'll jump at you for spaced landed forward airs, neutral air cross-ups, and landing mix-ups like a command grab or other mix-ups. And he'll also call you out for shielding with fire, and then he'll call you out for jumping because of the fire conditioning jumps or because of the shield damage fire inflicted. Meaning Bowser has to be very much on point with his reactionary plays as well as his callouts. Obviously, your callouts can be adjusted too, depending on what kind of risk-reward that you want to go for. You don't necessarily want to try anti-airing with forward air if other moves such as up air, up smash, or even up tilt would have hit and killed, for example. One of the most important parts about Bowser is his out-of-shield game. Obviously, you'll have grab and up B out of shield against anything that is clearly punishable, but if the opponent plays things well and spaces their moves, your best option most of the time will be short hop quick side B out of shield. It'll beat well-spaced pressure into shield from far away, it'll beat well-spaced pressure into jumps, it'll punish most things that up B or grab would have punished, it'll be much less punishable than up B, and it'll kill at high percents. This means that most of the time, the opponent should be pressuring Bowser and dashing away, since it'll avoid all of Bowser's out of shield options including side B out of shield, meaning Bowser will have to start making reads and calling out dash away with dash grabs, dash attacks, or even short hop forward air. Bowser is a big boy, so he has an attribute that is always active called Tough Guy. It'll allow Bowser to ignore very weak moves, most notably rapid jabs. This can become less and less applicable the more percent Bowser has or the more rage the opponent has. Bowser will also have damage-based armor on all his tilts and smashes that will apply regardless of his percent or the opponent's rage. All of the tilts will have 3 frames of armor that absorbs roughly 4.8% damage, and will end 1 frame before the hitbox comes out. Tilts will also gain intangibility on the arms as the hitbox comes out. Smashes will have stronger armor that absorbs more damage, starts earlier, lasts for a few frames longer, and will also end just before the hitbox comes out. Forward smash and up smash will also gain invincibility on specific parts of his body 2 frames before the attack comes out, making all of his smashes incredible at hard calling out the opponent. Especially up smash, since it'll beat out all landing aerials, and the second landing hit can punish air dodge and even combo. Bowser will also have a good initial shielding animation, which can let him avoid short-ranged grabs. One of the game mechanics of Smash is that no character's forearms can be grabbed, and when Bowser starts shielding, his ungrabbable arms are in front. This will only be reliable during the first few frames of shielding, as the hurtbox shift is greater. Just holding shield for a while will still get you grabbed. Bowser will also generally be hard to grab because of forward tilt or jab having great hurtbox shifting. Bowser's special moves are really good. Fire is amazing at calling out grounded opponents, dashing in, or shielding, as it's safe against shield as long as you hold it, since it'll melt the shield and start hitting the opponent. And since the shield will be low, the opponent won't be able to use their shield for a bit, meaning Bowser's call-out game will be momentarily elevated. But be careful overusing it, as it can still be punished from too far away with certain moves or quick jumps in. Using fire under a platform can make it safer, as it somewhat protects you from jumps in. It can be held and adjusted up or down, and it'll deal massive damage if you manage to hit it up close or if you hit an opponent off stage. Typically, once you actually hit the fire against a grounded opponent, it is recommended to start angling it up so they can't get out of the fire. The first half of this move will make the opponent flinch. After that, there will be a wind box that pushes opponents away, and at the very tip, you'll deal very minimal damage. Fire is at its best, however, as free damage against recoveries. Once the opponent is off stage, they will typically have to pay fire breath tax. You can't get back on stage without paying upfront first. Flying Slam is a frame 6 command grab. The more distance Bowser falls, the more damage it'll deal, and slamming opponents on platforms can kill earlier. Right after the slam, Bowser will gain extremely good air maneuverability as he bounces up, and you'll potentially be able to immediately forward air or stay grounded and try outplaying their landing. From the moment Bowser jumps, both players can influence the trajectory by holding left or right. The player with the least amount of percentage will have more influence on how much left or right you'll go, so it'll basically be impossible for Bowser to go off stage with this move if he has much higher percent. Bowser will, however, have a bit more control if both players have really high percent. This can backfire sometimes if Bowser grabs you while having high percent while you have low percent, and you hold off stage, as Bowser will always die first, so this is only worth it if Bowser has much less percent and has at least 2 stocks against a few characters. Whirling Fortress is a frame 6 out of shield option and will even allow for mix-up recoveries. Mashing the B button immediately allows Bowser to stop going upwards and focus more on a lower horizontal recovery. If you want to recover higher up or even further horizontally, you'll want to wait for the initial rise of a B and then just before it finishes, time the B button a few times with good timing. Basically, if you press B too early, you'll stop the initial rise. This is actually called the double tap mix-up, which if pressed once immediately after up B, lets you stall initially before rising up, to try avoiding 2 frames for example. If you wait till after the initial rise and press B, you'll almost mini double jump, which can be done multiple times assuming you time the B button correctly. Just keep in mind that Bowser has to already drift forward a direction for up B to get the proper amount of horizontal distance. Bowser Bomb has a starting hit on the ground, an initial falling hit that spikes, and the rest will just launch opponents upwards or break a shield. It's quite slow and easy to react to, so it should be a very rare mix-up when the opponent is in fear. Otherwise, you'll mostly want to use it to quickly recover down to the ledge, which can be done with downer as well as long as it's done from high enough. Down air can be used as an occasional landing mix-up as he jumps up before descending down and can usually not be challenged with aerials unless you have a big disjoint. So instead, you'll have to just shield or move out of the way and punish the landing. Just keep in mind that there is also a landing hit around the shell to watch out for. As for Bowser's other moves, back air will be a powerful jump call out, which auto-cancels as long as you don't fastfall, and can even be landed as a mix-up for a kill, but won't really be safe against shield. Forward tilt will mostly be angled down for 2-framing, down tilt will only be used on slants to 2-frame, and up tilt will be an anti-air or roll read because of its coverage. Dash attack will be used very rarely to call out dashes away. Down throw will be used at mid to high percents for the most amount of damage, and back throw or forward throw will set up for edge guards or just kill at really high percents. Bowser's combos are very simple. Jab jab can lead into dash grab at starting percents. If you hit them at slightly higher percents or just out of range of the grab that it won't combo, then you could always jump forward air to try beating out the potential spot dodge. Up throw leads into forward air, up air, and even jump double jump nair, which can end up dealing more damage if you execute it correctly. Forward air will usually be the most consistent choice, as right after the forward air you'll typically get to stay under with up air or another forward air as an immediate threat, which can force double jumps and allow for air dodge reads as well. At starting percents, landing forward air combos into dash grab, or side B if landing forward air hits them during their jump. Neutral air can combo into tilts, jump side B, aerials, and eventually back air for the kill. Landing up air can also somewhat combo into side B or an aerial, as well as the back hit of up tilt may combo into a jump side B at a low percent. Bowser will also have a very few moves that set up for tech chasing, like up B, jab, forward tilt, or forward air around low to mid percents. But most of the time, he'll launch you too far, especially if you DI up. During the tech chase, you could use many different fast moves to beat certain options, but most of the time your best option will be to reverse up tilt since it covers almost all options with good timing, or down smash since it'll cover almost all options with good timing as well. Most tech chases will happen onto platforms, however, through moves like neutral air, up tilt, forward throw, or even back throw. Most of the time, Bowser will be launching you off stage or upwards, however. And when you do launch them off stage, you'll mostly try to either forward air them, use fire for massive damage, or 2-frame with down angled forward tilt, since it has 5 active frames and hits hard. Other mix-ups could be to press down B as the initial descending hit spikes, and if they grab the ledge, you might be able to back air the ledge jump, or read the ledge options like a regular get up, and even a ledge jump or double jump in with your own ledge jump down air for another attempt to spike, as it'll spike at its initial descent or launch upwards otherwise. Against certain characters, you can also up B while holding down to put them in a loop for free damage, but because of the ledge grab limit, which is 6, you'll eventually need to end it with the final hit. Bowser will be really good at Ledgetrapping because of the amount of options that he can cover. Just standing and shield means that you can easily find grabs, side Bs out of shield, and even up B out of shield to beat most of the grounded options. And jumps can either be reacted to with aerials, or called out preemptively with an aerial, or even forward tilt, which doesn't just cover a ledge jump, but is also good against regular get up and double jumps in. Sometimes you'll even miss forward tilt against the ledge roll and still be able to react to it. Fire can also be good at covering all options except ledge jump. If you block a get up attack, you'll be able to down smash half of the cast, and on the rest you'll get to forward tilt. Smash attacks will also be great as down smash can cover ledge stall, can hit regular get up, and cover roll at the same time, while up smash can be used to either call out a ledge jump and regular get up, or to call out a ledge roll by itself. As for ledge options, Bowser will be pretty limited. However, he will have an easy time beating shields with a quick side B, his get up attack is the longest in the game, he'll have a decent time anti-airing with ledge jump aerials, and he can try to deal with opponents standing a bit further away with potential double jump in fire. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then please help me out on Patreon or by becoming a member on YouTube. You can also support me by becoming a member on Metafy. Also, let me know in the comment section below which character you would like to see next. See you next time.